So hi guys, and welcome to our second attempt at the 100,000 step walk. We've run into a little bit of a problem. If you can see there, that is meant to be the tent that we're sleeping in this evening. And there are no poles or pegs.
The poles did eventually come, you know. My parents were coming over anyway, so they swung by home and managed to find them, but
by that point it was too late, we were already asleep. Going to sleep like that.
as long as it doesn't rain.
Alright.
So my parents had a home, you know, that was kind of the most important part for us, that they had somewhere to sleep that wasn't outside. We actually really enjoyed sleeping out. It was really comfy.
We were straight out for like 3 or 4 hours. It was wonderful.
I think it was 5 actually.
5.
Lovely.
But before that we had a barbecue and it was on this foldable thing and it was great, although we did have a little bit of trouble starting the fire. I mean, we had fire lighters and they caught and then they kind of went out and the coals weren't catching, so we were just chucking leaves and twigs and whatever else we could find, hoping that they would just go whoosh.
Not quite that high.
No, but they cooked burgers.
Though I suppose you could walk without eyebrows, so that wouldn't have, you know, been a good excuse.
So, time is 12:30. We've just set off. We should be at our first checkpoint, which is Lyndhurst, in 11 hours, which is where we're going to have some English breakfast. So, oh god, trip over. So, let's get going. It's completely dark, you probably can't even see me. Oh god, trip over. That's our view right now. And actually setting off at midnight, or, well, we set off at midnight, a little bit late, but walking at night, you know, we didn't really know how it was going to be, but actually it was really strangely exciting. Like, there was no one around, like, you know, you'd pass no one at all. There weren't any wild animals coming to hunt us down or anything at 1 a.m. in the morning.
The horses were not there even, you know, we weren't in forest, so there's also horses, but there weren't even horses at that point.
No, I guess they were asleep. And, you know, we stopped at a town at about, must have been about 3 a.m. You know, we literally sat down on a bench near a bus stop. Just a village, and ate our mid-morning snack, and there was no cars, no people, no lights, no anything, and it was really, really nice.
I actually found it quite motivating because when it's so quiet, you like hear everything. Yeah. So at some points you actually walk faster because you get a bit scared sometimes, you know, just irrational fears, and or just, you know, naturally you just go a bit faster because you kind of want to get away from this particular area. So I actually found it quite a good motivational tool.
And also, before the light comes up, you know, you get that feeling when you wake up in the morning, if you wake up before the sun comes up and you do something and then you look outside, the sun's just coming up and you're like, I've already achieved this today, I'm on a roll now. We'd already done 10, 20, 24,000 steps before sunrise.
Oh, just taking a break, removing to see what the damage is, to treat things. We are about 24,000 steps in, so we need to make sure our footsies can take the other 3/4. It's just plasters in a foot. It's fine. So we actually kept a really good pace. One of the reasons that I wanted to do it in New Forest is that I had an expedition there before, years ago, and that was the only expedition that we were actually early, arriving at every checkpoint. I was like, well, that's a good idea. You know, we want to be early and do it as quickly as possible.
And it's because it's flat.
So flat. It's
Last time
lovely.
we got it wrong. Last time we chose a route and there were some hills.
But we didn't really consider, it's like just a little bit, like 10 meters there, 10 meters over there.
Yeah, it adds up over time.
It adds
New
up,
Forest is just so flat, it was so open, the paths were really nice, and it was just, we could just belt along 4 or 5 kilometers an hour. Sun. So that wonderful building there is our second checkpoint. We were meant to be here at 6:05. It's currently 6:45, so we're 20 minutes early. I'm just hoping we can keep up this pace for all the walk actually, because then we get to finish sooner. Although as we walked along in the morning, the local wildlife also did decide to wake up as well, and due to a few bridge closures we had to kind of pass them quite closely. I'm not gonna lie, our last encounter with a horse on the previous 100,000 steps, they were a bit jittish and looked like they could just kick us in the face. These ones were smaller, nonetheless they had babies, so they were
well, the babies were smaller, the adults weren't, and you never know which is the mother, and I never trust the horse's backside, so yeah, it was a bit, you know, I was like, should we go down there? Should we, I don't know, jump the fence of the bridge to save our life?
We now have captured 3 baby horses. Let's ride them to the finish. Oh no, don't follow us. Good. Stay. Bye bye.
So yeah, we just carried on walking and the pain was definitely growing. Now, a huge disadvantage of actually having sturdy, you know, ground to bounce off and quite flat and monotonous is that really does start to hurt the feet faster than
Definitely.
If you had like different rocks to step on, and
Yeah.
actually climbing sometimes is better. So the pain was starting to get to us. We were at what,
40,000 I think by
yeah.
the time we were like, oh.
Yeah.
Now get up.
Right. And breathe in.
Go on.
Let me take this merino thing off my head. I'm gonna make it! Yeah, we started to have, you know, more of, 2 5-minute breaks, a bit more of those despairing noises coming and gurgling out of us.
But the thing that was keeping us pushing on, because we knew if we arrived at Lyndhurst, which was our first big checkpoint, which was definitely over the halfway mark, if we arrived there on time, had breakfast and set off again, we would be fine. And that's what kept us going, I think, through the first half. We entered the town and we were kind of a bit, I guess you could say, we probably looked drunk, but
we were just weaving, was backwards, forwards. I don't know which way was up. I just tried to look semi-normal. I was in a civilized area, and I did not belong in a civilized area anymore.
No, especially walking into that cafe, we definitely got a few glances. I mean, you know, we had poles and a big bag and everything. But
It's like a small cafe.
We have been walking for 11 hours at that point.
Just 11?
11 hours.
Nothing to stall.
But that breakfast was so nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I can have it again.
Although I really enjoyed the water.
But the biggest mistake that we made, after we ate the meal, we needed to, like, you know, replaster our feet and reassess our situation, pack up with more water and such. But we decided to have a nap as well.
Yeah.
Now, we went to the cars and we put a timer for half an hour?
Yeah, half an hour.
Half an hour. And honestly, the moment we pressed the timer or the stopwatch for half an hour and clicked our phones off, the next second felt like we were waking up again.
Yeah, and it was a mistake. Although during the walk, the first part of the walk, we did have like maybe half an hour where we were literally walking and falling asleep as we were walking. So I think, well, we need to stop and have a nap or something.
Yeah.
So that's why we did. We had a half an hour nap, and we were still quite on time actually. I mean, but when we woke up, it was so excruciatingly painful to
and difficult.
Yeah, to put on the shoes back on. My toes felt like they were just made of clay, and I had to just put them in the shoe because they were plastered, and I could feel that they were having blisters.
Yeah.
And those of you that have ever done a walk of any sort of length, if you have gotten a blister on your little toes, that is the bane of even the professionals. It's just such an acute pain. But anyway, I put my boots back on. We went to the toilet, we got ready, and we set off.
We actually managed to set off because I was thinking if we manage to set off, we're gonna carry on.
We set off, and then
10,000. 15,000
steps in.
Yeah.
The pain got too excruciating.
Yeah,
and
my arch is basically the arch of your foot, the curve of your foot. I'm gonna get a foot.
Get a foot.
This bit of your foot here, or more so on the top of my foot here. It's the best way to explain it. The top of my foot here was red.
Yeah.
The tendon that pulls. You'll see it when you push your foot up, you get a tendon that pulls here. That part of my foot was really red, and my arches, basically when you walk, your foot flexes, and that was just killing my foot, no matter what I did.
How do you feel?
I got into a state where no matter what I would do, just tears would fall out of my eyes. I could be even laughing and tears would be falling out of my eyes, and I couldn't stop. It was just so painful at that point. And honestly, I have never been able to figure out what to do with those blisters on my toes. That once they're there, I have only a few hours until I can. I basically have to stop and treat them or just go home. And
so 64,000 steps in.
Yeah.
We called it.
And this time we did have the time to finish it. We were even maintaining a 4 kilometer an hour pace.
Even in our excruciating
But
pain.
the reason we had to maintain that pace was because personally I couldn't slow down, because if I slowed down it was even more painful.
Yeah.
And for the last I don't know, maybe 3 kilometers I was using my walking poles more than I was using my feet. And at that point, of course, my shoulders were starting to hurt as well, because this time I was like leaning forward on them and just trying to propel myself forward. Next time we attempt this, because even though at the end of that I have said I don't want to do it again,
of course we want to do it again.
Next year I will forget the pain again and
we'll do it again.
I will probably do it again. If it wasn't for my stupid, soft, elegant hobbit feet.
Actually, hobbit feet are pretty well adapted for mountainous terrain.
I meant hobbit feet because they're wide, but
Whatever.
okay. But yes, I need to harden my feet because every other muscle in my body was fine. I don't know. Any ideas, guys? What do we do? How do we do them?
We plastered our feet. We put the blister plasters on the place where we know that where we knew that blisters were going to appear, and of course that's where the blisters did appear, and we knew they would, but we'd already plastered them, and those plasters had done their job, but the blisters still formed underneath.
But hey ho, we are all about challenging new stuff and conventions, and who says that you can't walk 100,000 steps? Well, I say that you can, and I'll get there. I promise.
We are going to set off at midnight again. We are going to do it. We actually calculated to our nearest supermarket and back, it would be a 13 times round trip.
Yeah.
So that seems easier than walking a zigzag route through a magical forest.
I kind of like it. I kind of want to go back there though. I kind of want to finish the route. Challenge convention, guys, and challenge yourself. Subscribe, and we'll see you next time.